Hey, it's Alexis, and welcome back to another day of Bookmas. So I thought that for this video, we could do something fun. I don't have any pets of my own, so I thought it would be fun to go to my mom's house and have her two dogs pick out I don't know why I did this. Have her two dogs pick out some books for me to read. So I have 8 options, and I'm gonna let each dog pick 2 books. So let's quickly run through these options. So for Sadie, I'm going to have her choose between You with the View by Jessica Joyce or Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. That's her first option. And then she has to choose between Scythe by Neil Shusterman or Hotel 21 by Senta. And then we'll have Piper, and she's going to choose between Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver and Beartown by Fredrik Backman, or Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man by Jessie Q. Stutanto, or The Names by Florence Knapp. Now, I have no idea what these dogs are going to choose. My plan is to not actually take the books with me. I'm going to print out a piece of paper with the covers on them and then put a treat on that. That way I just don't get slobber on my books or whatever. So let's go to my mom's and see what these dogs decide I'm going to be reading for this video. So let's go. I know. You're such a good girl. All right, I'm gonna have you pick a book for me. Oh, you want belly rub? All right, I'm gonna give you some treats. Want some treats? All right, you see those? Go get them. All right, the first book is The Names by Florence Knapp. All right, yep, eat that one too. All right, we'll put those over there. All right, go get it. And we're reading Beartown by Fredrik Backman. And now we have to go get Sadie. Alright, and this is Sadie. And she's so sweet. She's a little crazy, but we love her anyway. Go get it! Go get it! Get a treat! It's okay, baby. It's okay. Here, get a treat. Sissy, right here. Look. Look at the papers. Look at the papers. Hotel 21. Then we got one more. Go get it. Go get him. Good girl. It looks like we're going to be reading You with the View by Jessica Joyce. You're such a good girl, baby. Thank you for picking out my books. I think I'm going to start this video off by reading Hotel 21 by Senta. This is about this girl named Noelle who works at hotels. She's like a housekeeper, but she has this thing where at every single job, she just steals things, but she makes sure that they're insignificant things so that she can't really get fired for it. So like, she'll take a lipstick or she'll take a hair clip or whatever, stuff like that. And whenever she feels like she's had enough, she moves on to the next job before she can get fired. And now she's at her 21st hotel, and she kind of likes these employees that she's working with, so she doesn't want to screw anything up. And she's trying to, like, I guess, quit her habit of stealing so that she can finally fit in somewhere. So we will get comfy and start reading Hotel 21. Okay, so yesterday I was listening to the audiobook of Hotel 21, and I am now on chapter 8, page 110. I really don't know how I'm feeling about this right now. But she just started at her 21st hotel, and the women that are working here, they all seem kind of like buddy-buddy, but like they're open to learning more about Noelle and wanting to include her. She's trying to fit in, I guess is what I mean. She really likes these people, and she wants them to like her back, so she's trying her best to fit in. And I like that. I think that's fun. But I still don't really know how I feel about Noelle as a whole. So we find out some of her backstory, and she was abused by her mom. Like, it does kind of go into detail about the abuse that she received from her mom. And I feel, she hasn't come out and said this yet, but I feel like because of the abuse that she was getting, she's trying to find something to like cling on. This is my assumption. So that's why she steals. But she only steals these insignificant things because that's kind of how she felt. So at one point in here, it was discussing a time that she was abused by her mom, to the point where Noelle herself asked her mom if she could just be adopted by somebody else. And her mother told her, if I don't want you, nobody else will want you. And I feel like that kind of shaped who she is without her like fully understanding that. And I feel like that's why she takes the insignificant things from people, because that's the way she felt growing up. I don't know, I could totally be making that up, but that's like how I'm feeling. That's where I'm at. Just wanted to do a quick update. Okay, so I think I've only listened to 2 more chapters of the audiobook of this since I last updated you guys. I really don't know how I feel about this book. I think I just started, or I'm about to start chapter 10, and we just got like a full backstory on her mom. So like we already knew that her mom kind of abused her as a kid, but like we didn't realize, I guess, how badly it really was until the last 2 chapters. How was her mom not arrested? I guess she's a good actress because she would play it off like the kid hurt herself, but like, oh my god. She was supposed to go hang out with these women that she works with on Friday, and she texted one of them like an hour before they were supposed to go out and say that she couldn't go because she wasn't feeling well. And they went to work on Monday, and the woman she texted is now kind of like giving her the cold shoulder and not wanting really to talk to her because of this. And she kind of like realized the women knew she was just blowing them off. So she feels bad about it. So now she's trying to get back in their good graces. But she's also now realizing that she has a huge crush on one of the women that she's supposed to be becoming like really close friends with. So now she's feeling like this is gonna complicate things because she wants to stay because she likes the feeling she gets when she runs into this one lady, and she likes the feeling she gets when she steals things. She said they're kind of similar feelings, but she also doesn't want people to know that she's stealing. She doesn't want to get caught, and she doesn't want to get in trouble for it. She just said, my time here might be cut short because of this. So that's interesting. But this book is sad. You can tell that there's something going on mentally in Noelle's head, and I think it has to do with the fact that her mom abused her when she was a kid. She said that she left her mom's house when she was 17, and the last time she saw her mom was drunk and beat her in the head with a cheese grater. She said that she had to like sew her scalp back together while she was packing a bag, and she never went back. That kind of made me sick to my stomach. Because what do you mean your parent hates you that much that they're going to destroy your head with a cheese grater? But I can't even act surprised because in another flashback, her mom told her that she couldn't let her be adopted because if her mom didn't want her, then nobody else would want her either. So we're going to be listening to the audiobook of this while I do school. So I'll try to get some clips of that, but it's literally just me listening to an audiobook, so I don't know how much fun that'll be. But hopefully the next book I'll be able to like fully focus on and we can read it physically. But let's go listen to more of Hotel 21 by Senta. Okay, if you can tell, I finished Hotel 21 by Senta. I'm pretty sure I'm going to give this a 3 stars. For a lot of the book, I was truthfully kind of bored, and I didn't really feel like I was connected to any of the characters. I didn't really care. And then around chapter 20, a bunch of stuff happened all at once, and I started feeling for Noelle, like a little bit. Felt bad for her, but then also at the same time, she was kind of making things more complicated for herself. But I liked how it ended. I think she finally found a place she belonged. I liked that. I think I'm in the mood to start Beartown. I know that this one is supposed to be really, really sad, so that makes me nervous. But all I know about this is that this small town called Beartown, they are really, really, I guess, in love and focused on their junior hockey team. So my hometown was this way about the basketball team. So I have like a little bit of connection to that feeling. Like the main high school's basketball team in my hometown is like the biggest obsession of the town. I'm not even kidding. So that's what I know, that the town is like obsessed with this hockey team. and then something happens and you're trying to like figure out what that is. So it's like a literary fiction / mystery book from what I've heard. And I just know that everybody cries when they read it and that it's the beginning of a trilogy. So that makes me a little nervous, but I'm also excited to see what the hype's about. So let's get started reading Beartown by Fredrik Backman. So I've been reading Beartown by Fredrik Backman, and I'm now about to start chapter 25, page 200. So much happened. This picked up fast, and I don't think it was in a good way. I've been hearing amazing reviews about this book, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, this book ripped my heart out, and I just think everybody should read it. It's so good. But they don't tell you to check the trigger warnings. And I really wish somebody would have told me to check the trigger warnings on this. So this is my advice to you. Check trigger warnings before you read this book, if you plan on reading this book. It did affect me a little bit. It's been probably 3 days, I think, since I listened to the audiobook. And I haven't picked it up since because I've just constantly been thinking about what happened. And I'm also now... And well, obviously I'm about to start reading it again. I picked it up, but I'm also like intrigued to see how what just happened fully plays out and how it kind of connects to the first chapter. Because at the beginning, it basically said, this is where the story ends, but this book is how we got to that point. And that's not lining up with what's going on so far. So I'm wondering if that is what's the end of this book, or if that's why it's a trilogy and it's at the end of the third one. I don't know. So I'm hoping we get some more background knowledge. But I'm just really, really upset that nobody bothered to tell you about trigger warnings in this book, because that really got me. It really messed with me for a couple days now. So I'm hoping that something good comes of it and that the character can do something to make the situation better. So I guess we'll just start reading again and see what happens, because I think it said on my audiobook that I was about 48 or 49% through the book, so I'm about halfway. So let's just jump right back in and see what happens. So I just finished Beartown by Fredrik Backman. I cannot confidently say that I would recommend this book. This book will destroy you. And there are trigger warnings. So please figure out what the trigger warnings are before you read this book. I want to tell you guys what they are, but I'm also afraid that it'll spoil something. So I won't. But please look into them before you read this book. I really wish someone would have told me about the triggers that were in this book before I read it. This hurt me really bad. It really destroyed me. And I don't know. I can't confidently recommend it. But if you're interested in a book that will totally rip your heart out and you don't have triggers, pick it up. See if you like it. I think I'm gonna settle on a 4.5 stars though, because I really don't know if I can give it 5 stars either. This hurt me. I think I just need a few minutes. I need to sit here and think about this. I don't know. I think that the next book that I'm going to read is The Names by Florence Knapp. It's over there on the other side of the room right now. So I'll come back later whenever I actually start it. But I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break right now and just think through what this was, because wow. We have The Names by Florence Knapp. And this is about this woman who's about to give birth to her son. And she has a few different ideas in her head of what she wants to name her kid. And this book is more of a what if type thing. So she goes through each of the ideas of what she's going to name her kid. And this is basically telling, this is how it happened if you would name your kid this. This is what's going to happen if you name your kid that. I love those kind of stories. I literally make up what if scenarios in my head all the time, like without even trying. So I just think that this will be really fun for me to read. And I'm excited for it. Okay, so I've been reading The Names by Florence Knapp pretty much like on and off all day. I am about to hit page 60. Like, that's where I'm at, page 60. But I think I'm gonna soft DNF this book for right now. So the premise sounds really, really fun and really cool. There's a lot of domestic abuse in here, so please be warned about that. But the way that this is set up is kind of bothering me. So I thought this was gonna be the first name, and then this was going to be the second, and this was going to be the third. You know, it's going to be divided like that. But it's not. It's like, so at the very beginning, this book starts in 1987. So this is like the first page. And then it goes into, this part is the first name that she has, then the second name, and then the third name, all in the same section. Then it goes 7 years in the future, and it does it again. So I thought it was going to be separated differently, and I feel like that would have been better so that I can understand it, because I'm just confused on what's going on. Because having them all take place at the same time is really messing with the timeline in my head, because something happens in the first one, and then in the second one, that doesn't happen, but something different happens. And then the third one, neither of the first two things happen, but something different happens. So then you're like, okay, what's actually happening? And you're just confused and lost. That's where I'm at right now. And I do think I want to read this, but I think I'm going to wait a little longer and read this at another time when I can put more attention and focus into it. Because with me doing this video and I still having one more book to read, I feel like I'm not giving this the amount of attention and time that it deserves and that it needs. So this is going to be a soft DNF for right now. We're going to pick up the last book and read You With a View by Jessica Joyce. And this is about two high school enemies who end up reuniting because her grandma passes away, and she finds a picture of her grandma and another man and posts on TikTok asking if anybody knows who the other man is, and it happens to be his grandpa. So the two of them have to like reconnect and do this little like road trip together and see like what happened between their grandparents. I don't know. Sounds like it could be fun. So we're going to start You With a View by Jessica Joyce. I guess let's just get comfortable and start reading. Okay, so I've been reading You With a View by Jessica Joyce, and I'm about to start page 193, chapter 19. And I don't really know how I'm feeling about this book. So for about the first 100 pages, I was like super invested, and I was like, okay, this book's gonna be good. Like, this book's gonna be good. I'm having a great time. I'm loving the banter between Noelle and Theo. But I was not getting they were nemesis vibes because they're not acting like it. And I also really loved the story, like this, I guess the secondary plot of the story, which is Noelle's grandmother, Kathleen, being in love with Paul and like what happened between the two of them. I liked that a lot more, I think, than Theo and Noelle being a couple, because I don't feel like they should be a couple. They're just like aggravating me. And I don't really see, like I said, the high school nemesis things. This is not really enemies to lovers. They talk about how in high school they didn't like each other, but we don't really see that now. And now they're like suddenly attracted to each other, but fighting off the attraction because they're not going to act on it. I just don't think I like this book that much. I'm not having the best time anymore. It all switched about page 100 when I was like, kind of over this. Not interested. This is boring. I'm still kind of intrigued enough to continue to see what happened between Paul and Kathleen, because we're finding out like each chapter we get like one letter, and so we see like their kind of relationship and how nice that was. So that's the only thing that's keeping me intrigued in this, if we're being honest. So as of right now, I'm feeling like this is going to be like a 2.5 or 3, which is sad because I wanted to love this. It sounds amazing. I'm just not feeling the chemistry and the romance, and that's like the biggest flaw of this book, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I don't know. Just really not enjoying my time with this. But we are more than halfway through, so let's just finish this up and we can finish this video. Let's just get back into reading. Okay, so I finished Youth of You by Jessica Joyce, and I think I'm gonna end up giving this one a 3-star. This wasn't the worst book in the world, but I felt like I was not getting what I was promised on the back of the book. So it's talking about Noelle and Theo being like basically enemies to lovers. I was not getting enemy vibes. It felt like Noelle had an issue with Theo back in high school and he didn't really have an issue with her. So it kind of felt like it was one-sided, and I didn't really like that because he didn't seem to have an issue with her at all. He seemed like he enjoyed the attention that she was giving him, even if it was mean and negative and like kind of mean-spirited. But she thought of them as enemies, and she just kind of had a hatred for him, and he didn't really return that to her. So I wasn't really getting the enemies part. It was just kind of, hey, we like each other suddenly after years of not being friends. It was kind of weird. But I liked the plot line of finding out what happened between her grandma and Paul all those years ago, and like why they didn't actually get married and become a couple and stuff. That was fun. But I didn't like the romance between Noelle and Theo. And that was like the main part of the story, so that's why I rated it lower. But if you guys loved this, I'm happy for you because I really wanted to love it. I couldn't see the chemistry between those two. It was like non-existent. So this was 3 stars. So in this video, we read Hotel 21 by Senta. This was also 3 stars. Not my favorite read, but not terrible. Then we had Beartown by Fredrik Backman. This was a 4.5 stars. And I still confidently cannot recommend this to anybody unless you read the trigger warnings first and you're okay with it, then read it. But I'm not just going to tell you to go out and read this. Then we had The Names by Florence Knapp that I'm soft DNFing for right now. Hopefully I'll come back to it another time. And then we had Youth of You by Jessica Joyce, which I'm also giving a 3-star. So overall, the dogs had some interesting picks for me. These are books that I've had on my radar and wanted to pick up myself, but I'm glad somebody made me do it. I'm just sad I didn't love them all as much as I thought I was going to. But you can't always love every book. That's just the way it goes. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to do this again soon. And hopefully I'll do a little bit of a better job with it. Hopefully you guys are still loving Bookmas. I'm so excited for you guys to see the last day. I think you guys are going to be excited as well. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.